Welcome back. So just as a recap, our adventurers have found Jargono and they have to return an ancient idol to a burial ground. However, they've had a really hard time getting through, fought lots of monsters, and the darkness is getting very close. I did move the depth track up for the Jargono location that we just found. Mandy, our saloon girl, has gotten 605 experience so far. Not enough to go up. She's got 3 sanity and 2 wounds. Does have some darkstone and 3 corruption. Is carrying some dynamite and a tonic. Our Marshal, he's not done nearly as well. He's only gotten 345 experience points and $75. Though he does have 6 darkstone, a corruption, but no wounds and no sanity. He does have some bandages, some dynamite, and I haven't used the dynamite. I've had this dynamite all this time and I haven't used it. And then some whiskey. The saloon girl, however, did get a soul parasite, and basically it gave her +1 initiative, +2 lore, but if she rolls a 1 for a move, she takes 2 sanity damage, so this has become quite a problem. The other thing is we've not met any vampires in this vampire adventure, so with all of those threats and all those fights, still have not. So anyway, as they get ready to start moving into Jargono, the Swamps of Jargono does have a rule. Any attack is an ambush attack on a d6 of 1, 2, or 3, and heroes are +2 on all rolls to catch your breath. So that's not too bad. And then I'm going to assume that a darkness card, all void enemies are now +1 defense, would carry over into the new world. That's because it remains in play. Okay, so with all of that said, at the end of the last turn we should have flipped the exploration token as well as all of the other stuff we've done. So the exploration token is 2 encounters. So we need to actually do that before anything else at this point. So we are going to pull out our mine encounters, the first 2 encounters. This is not going to be good, I can guarantee. So, Swamp Stench. Any hero starting their activation on this map tile takes 3 horror hits, and it remains in play. Yay, team. And then Bones of the Beast. The giant remains of a long dead beast protrude up out of the swamp water here, like a forest of bone. All heroes on this map tile may re-roll 1 failed defense roll per attack on them. All enemies on this map tile are +1 defense. Also, when first drawn, roll on a d6. On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, something was waiting for you, hidden amongst the bones, an attack. Alright, so this will just be our luck. Oh, good. For once, this remains in play. Both of these remain in play. A little better. Alright, so now, holding back the darkness, we finally do. Saloon Girl, move 4. 1, 2, this does have the edge, 3, 4. Not real helpful. And she will scavenge. We'll see how this works out for us. And she actually gets one. This is our first scavenge that has actually worked. Scavenge cards. 3rd good, 3rd bad, a 3rd indifferent. At this point I'm kind of hoping for indifferent. Nah, well, I mean good would be good. How did a darkness card get mixed in there? Okay. Nothing here. 10 experience points, nothing to find. Okay. Next up will be rolled move 2, 1, 2. She started her activation phase, so I forgot to do her 3 horror hits because I just keep doing that. And she actually takes 3 horror hits. Great. Okay. that is the end of this turn. So we're going to move him here. Let's see, that was that one, so he's here. Now we can just move this. In case we draw that card. And there are 2 doors, so that was fine. Alright, so hold back the darkness. Double 6s. Oh, that's good news. So, grit for the U.S. Marshal, and D6 healing for our Saloon Girl, 4. So she is going to have to do 4 sanity. Just in case she rolls any more 1s. Alright, so that was hold back the darkness. Now roll to move. Saloon Girl, 3. She's going to go here and look through the door. We will draw a map. And it is the tribal altar. This is not what we're looking for. So let's pull that out. Draw an exploration token. And we will make a move for the Marshal. Please be good. Well, he gets a grit. This could be really bad if it's an attack. Oh, and I forgot his agility, so he can go 1, 2. This one. And that is the end of the turn, so we'll flip the exploration token. And it is an encounter. And I don't think there's nothing additional with a clue, so it's just an encounter. Oh, and I forgot to roll for the encounters last time, because every time it's an encounter on a 1, 2, or 3, we also get a vampire encounter. And we still don't get a vampire encounter, but we had 2 encounters last time I did not roll, so 1, 2, or 3 we get vampire encounters. Oh, so we get 2 vampire encounters. We're just going to move them to this room. Alright, so a regular encounter is arrows from above. They are using the trees. A volley of serpentine tribal arrows rain down from above. Agility 5. If successful, 15 experience points. If failed, take D6 hits that do 2 of damage, and we get poison. Now, the vampire encounters. 1, 2. The first vampire encounter is vampire bats flooding down from above. A black tide of vampire bats swarm all around you, flapping violently and biting at you. Agility +5. If successful, you fend them off. If failed, vampire bats feed on you. Okay, and then the last one is open coffin. In the far corner of the room, a lone torch burns on the floor next to a weathered wooden coffin. Its lid is slid off to one side. Heart pounding in your chest, you inch ever closer, straining to peer inside. You can do a lore 5 test. If successful, you discover that the coffin is empty, save for a small item wrapped in a piece of cloth, perhaps a belonging of its previous occupant. Draw a gear card. Then the same hero must do an agility 6, and there'll be an ambush attack if you fail. Great. Okay, so let's start with arrows from above. All heroes have to do an agility 5+. So white will be the Saloon Girl, and red will be Ned the Marshal. They each are agility 4. Oh. 5+. So the Saloon Girl passes. He does not. So he takes D6 hits that do 2 damage each. 5. Great. Alright, so he's going to defend against the 5 hits, and he takes 1, so he gets a poison marker and takes 2 damage. 2 damage, and he is poisoned. And then, so that one is done. Great. Then I think we're going to do the vampire bats one next. So, agility 5. Everybody has to do an agility 5. They're each agility 4, so we will, same thing, red is the Marshal, white is the Saloon Girl. Agility 5 test. And the Marshal passes, but she does not, so he gets 20. He gets 25 experience points. So she takes P number of wounds. He gets his 25 experience, and she takes 4 wounds. She will defend the 4 wounds. She takes 1 wound, and so she takes 1 wound. And then the last one is the open coffin. This is, any one of them can take a lore 5 test. She has a lore of 5 these days because of this soul parasite, so she will do a lore 5 since he is just a lore 1. Alright, she passes, so she discovers the coffin is empty, so she gets to get a gear card, and then she has to do an agility 6 test. So let's get her gear card. +1 lore. Whenever you successfully pass a skill test without re-rolling or modifying the roll in any way, you gain 5 XP. Okay. So she actually has, now she has a lore of 6. Wow. Now her agility though is 4. So she has to pass an agility 6+, or we get attacked by a feral vampire. And she passes, and she gets 5 experience for passing. Okay. First 2 vampire encounters down. There's only 1 door here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to bother with this one just because of the table shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, up there is the door. Now we need to hold back the darkness. And we do. Now she is still on this tile, so technically, so she has to do, oh no, that's, yeah, that's this tile. So she has to do the 3 horror hits. She passes them all. She can walk. Oh, she gets a grit. She can't get a grit. Why do I keep forgetting to use her grit? But that means she takes 2 sanity damage. Alright, but she can scavenge on this one now. And she does get something, so let's scavenge. And she gets something shiny. Roll a d6. 1. She gets a dark stone and 10 experience. And the scavenge token. So that is her turn. Now it is the Marshal's turn. He's going to roll 3 for his move. He doesn't have to take any horror hits yet, but he does have to do his poison. And that is, he rolls a d6 at the beginning of their activation phase. So let's roll for his poison. Here's his poison before he moves his 4 spaces. Up, he takes a wound for poison, right? He takes a wound, ignoring defense. Now he can move his 4, 1, 2, and that one I can't go through, so 3, 4. And then that is the end of this phase because they've already scavenged. They can't do anything else, so now it's hold back the darkness. And they hold back the darkness. But they do need to move this one forward. Now, Saloon Girl's turn. 3 horror hits. So she takes 1 sanity. And then she moves. Oh, she's been at max grid all these times. I have been rolling her extra move, so she gets her extra move. So 1 plus her agility plus 2 plus she can look through the door. Okay, I'll try to do this a little better, but she does take another couple sanity. And he was adjacent to her. No, he was not. So she will draw a map tile, get her 5 experience. And it is a swampy trail. This is not the one we need. So here it is. She is here. Draw another exploration. Move these back. Now it's Marshal's turn. He's got to do his 3 horrors, and he takes 2 sanity damage. And he will move. Oh, you know what? I hate to do it. No, we're running too close on the darkness, so I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, no. Ooh. Yeah, we'll just stay here. Alright, so we'll flip the exploration and encounter. So 1, 2, 3, we get a vampire encounter as well. And we get a vampire encounter and a regular encounter. So let me move the map around a little bit and I will get those hooked up. Alright, so a vampire and a regular encounter. The regular encounter. A swamp nest. You have stumbled into a rather feral-looking nest full of large eggs. Some of them are cracked and broken open. Whatever hatched here, it was big. Agility 4. Successful gain 10 experience points. If any fail this test, you have stayed too close and you get ambushed. Draw a threat. With my luck, vampire encounter. A drained body. A dead body lay slumped here. Ghastly pale and drained of all their blood. As you approach, you see that there is something clutched in its curled fingers. A luck 6 test. So let's do the luck 6 first. Who has better luck? And they both have a luck of 3, so doesn't matter. If you fail, you stumble back as the body lashes out at you and you gain a bleeding marker. Ugh. So I guess I better pick somebody. The Marshal will do it. And he gets it. So if he's successful, he leans in close and is able to pry the object. He can draw an artifact card. Well, let's see if he gets as nasty an artifact card as she does. a Swamp Raptor Claw. Free attack once per fight. 1 combat. Critical hit on 4, 5, or 6. That's a good one to hang out into. Alright, so now Drained Body is done. Now we are going to do, everyone has to do an agility 4. They both have agility of 4. White is Mandy, the red is our Marshal. And they both pass. So they get 10 experience points each. And I forgot, he got, well, he didn't get any experience for passing that last one. So, alright. Another encounter done. Now it is time to hold back the darkness. 6 we do not. It's looking grim. Alright. Saloon Girl. Oh, they're still technically on that other one, so 3 horrors. She takes 3. Now she moves. She gets to move an extra one because she's at max grit. So, plus her 1 agility, so she's moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give her 3 sanity, and she is getting close. She's going to have to... And they were next to each other. I forgot Comforting Presence. She needs to draw a map card. It's not. It's the Deep Swamp. So we will add that here momentarily with its encounter. We'll let the sheriff go. He does his 3 horror hits, and he takes 2. And then he'll move, and he gets to move 4. 1, 2, 3. He's going to be right there next to her, and he's going to hand her a whiskey, which she's going to use for D6. She's going 3 sanity gone. I'm not going to re-roll that because the way I've been rolling, I would just make it worse. Draw an exploration token. And that is the end of the turn, so let's flip this one. Oh, it's a Growing Dread encounter. Add a Growing Dread. 1, 2, 3, we add a vampire encounter. We add a vampire encounter, so a regular and a vampire. Regular and vampire. Our regular encounter. Primitive altar. A tribal-looking altar rests here, cut into the half-buried stonework of an ancient ruin. The fires still burn, and a foul-smelling offering has been left as sacrifice to who knows what. It might not be a good idea to stick around and see. So you can ransack the altar, or you can ignore it and move on. Nothing happens as you pass it by. Yeah, if you fail it, I'm not going to add D3 Growing Dreads. I'm going to be a coward on this one. And then our vampire encounter, a trail of blood. A trail of dark red blood is smeared along the floor here. Well, we'll say along the path. Splattering along the walls as it passes through a doorway or turns a bend in the path. Is this the mark of a careless beast or a cunning trap to lure you into following? So a cunning 5, either one of them can pick it. She has a cunning 3, he has a cunning 4, so the Marshal will do this one. So it's a cunning 5 test, and he passes. If successful, you follow the trail, which ends at a broken and twisted form. Too mangled to even tell what it used to be. You gain 20 experience, and you may look at the top map card and choose to either discard it or put it back on the top of the deck. Ooh, that's a good one. So 20 experience. And then look at the top map card. So that is the ribs. So we are going to discard that one because that is not the one we want. So that is the end of that. So now it is time to hold back the darkness. And, oh no, rubble. But at least, oh, and before that turn ended, comforting presence. He will heal a sanity. And now we each take D6 wounds. I'm pretty sure, I will double check. Falling rubble. D6 hits, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say wounds. D6 hits. Red is the Marshal, white is the Saloon Girl. 4 each. That makes things simple. Let's defend. They each take 1. That's not terrible. It's better than moving the darkness along the darkness path. Okay. Saloon Girl moves 2, so 3. 1. Wait a minute. Can she do 1, 2? And there is some there, so she can move there legally. So she will draw the next map tile. Ha! And it's the nest. It's still not the one we need. So we'll put this in place. Draw another exploration token. She gets her 5 experience for looking through the door. Woohoo! And now it is the Marshal's turn. He gets to move 5. 1, 2, 3. He's going to stop right there. Comforting presence. He's going to heal a wound. She gets experience for that. And we'll change the map again. Face the danger. An exploration token. An attack. Well, at least it's not an encounter. So on a 1, 2, or 3, it is a vampire attack. It is a vampire attack. It's 2 heroes, so 1 feral vampire. So feral vampires, initiative 5. Fear 2, so it's an adjacent horror hits. Blood drain. Anytime this enemy does 1 or more wounds to a hero with its combat hits, it heals 1 wound. Mist form. Armor is 5+. And then vampiric bite. Feral vampire to hit rolls of 6, ignore defense, and roll a further d6. If the roll is also a 6, the hero gains a bitten marker. So they are move 8, hit on 4s, 3 combat, 2 damage. Defense of 4 with a health of 8. At least they're not immune to critical hits. So he's in initiative 5, which means the vampire actually gets to go first. Because her initiative... Oh no! Saloon Girl's initiative is 6. But the first thing we need to do is roll back the darkness. And of course we fail again, which means a darkness card comes out. Power of the Void. All void enemies are now +1 combat. So they are +1 combat and +1 defense. So the Saloon Girl will then roll to move 5, which means she can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's actually coming, so she can attack. So she is going to attack. She hits once. She's going to re-roll with her axe. She still doesn't do anything. Should we burn a grit? Not yet. So damage 6 plus her axe plus her dirty fighting gives her an 8. So that actually, she does 4 wounds on the vampire. She's going to now pull out her holdout pistol. Use that. She does hit with that. So that's 6 for dirty fighting. It's not her axe. So she does 2 more damage. So she did a total of 6 damage. So 6 times 5 is 30 plus 15. She gets 45 experience. And now it's the vampire's turn. 1, 2, 3, he attacks the Saloon Girl. 4, 5, 6, he attacks the Marshal. He's going to attack the Marshal. So he moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His combat is 3. She should have done her fear. So first thing we'll do is her fear 2. And she takes 2 more sanity. Good thing she got rid of some. Now it is the vampire's... Oh wait. No, she didn't start her activation phase next to him. Never mind. Undo that. So 3 attacks. 1 hit. Can we defend? He does defend it. Oh, I forgot Mist Form Armor 5. So, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 total wounds. 6 total wounds. So, does he save any of them? Yes, he saves 2. So, now, okay, he's going to use his shotgun just because he's more likely to get a critical hit. And he does. He's going to roll for damage. 4 damage, critical hit. He has 4 wounds. That means we need to roll for his armor. He saves 1. So he has 1 wound left. So I'm just going to leave 1 wound here to shrip. 1 wound left, so he's going to use his Swamp Raptor's Claw for an attack. 1 free attack. 4, 5, or 6 is a critical hit. He's going to use a grit to re-roll that. Critical hit. So he's got to do a damage. He does 4 damage. Alright, if he can save all 4 with his armor, he saves 1. So Vampire is dead. So he did 4 total damage. She has to give back 10 experience. He gets 15 experience plus 4, so he gets 35, or 15 plus his 20 is 35, plus his 10 is 45. And he gets to heal a sanity and a wound. And my cat is bouncing something around on the floor. And he kills the vampire. And the vampire, they get to catch their breath. Red is the Marshal. So they each roll for 3. So she is going to take all 3 insanity, bringing her down to 3 sanity. He is going to take 2 sanity and a wound. And I keep forgetting the comforting presence, but it doesn't matter because they weren't together, but either way. And now they get a loot card. Let's let Darkstone Shard and 30 experience points for Randy, and gold bar and 20 experience points for our Marshal. So 250 gold for the Marshal, and a Darkstone. So that is the end of another turn. Egad. Alright, time to hold back the darkness. Or to attempt to. And another failure. Now, Saloon Girl's move. 6. She's going to move here. She will flip the map tile, explore, and it is a spider hole. It is still not the same, the one we need. And now, the sheriff's move, or the marshal's move. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end of the turn, so we will flip the exploration token, and it's an encounter, and there is a single door. So on a 1, 2, or 3 we also get a vampire. No vampire this time. So let me adjust the map, because we are not going backwards. Spined glow vines. In the deep dark parts of the swamp, bioluminescent plants give off an eerie glow. Some grow quite large and even been known to devour animals that stray too close. Any hero ending their move on this map tile must make a Lore 5 test. If successful, the hero may draw a scavenge card. If failed, he is attacked by Spine Glowvine, taking peril dice hits. Remains in play. Well, we will not stay on here for long. Alright, so we're going to hold back the darkness. Oh, there's just... Sorry. This one does actually make a difference. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this one is the good one. Okay. That makes it a longer walk. Alright. So, Saloon Girl, she can go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she is going to look through again, pulling another map tile. And it is again not the one we need. So this is the Tribal Fountain. And I will put it together in a minute. And here is its exploration token is on it. Now, let me make sure it's for each hero ending their move on this map tile. So she needs to do a lore 5, and her lore is 6. She will probably be okay, maybe? She's going to use a grit to re-roll that. There's no excuse for her not passing that. Alright, she passes. But she didn't get any 6s, so no scavenges. Alright, now the Marshal, he gets his grit back, but he doesn't get to go very far. He can go 1, 2, and now he has to do, his lore is, he has a lore of 1. And so he fails. He's going to take P3 hits, 4 hits, taking 2 damage. So that brings him to 2 wounds. Now, time to roll back, hold back the darkness, and we actually do it this time. Oh, Actually, it's not, well, we held back the darkness, but I forgot to do the exploration. Where's my... ambush attack. So we just have to remember, well, we held back the darkness, so it doesn't matter. But there's an ambush attack. On a 1, 2, or 3, it's a vampire. On a 4, 5, or 6, it's something else. So we will draw hellbats, or sorry, a bog bat. So we do P peril dice of bog bats. 4 bog bats. So bog bats, initiative 6. It doesn't matter because it's an ambush. 3 melee, or 3 to hit, 3 combat, 1 damage. They can move through other models, and for every combat hit done by a hellbat, or in this case a bog bat, they also give you a horror hit. Now bog bats also gain poison, which reminds me that I forgot to do the poison for the last 3 or 4 turns for our Marshal. So I will do that once I get the bog bats laid down. Okay, so let me figure out how many poison hits our sheriff has. Our Marshal has. So I went back and looked, and it has been 6 turns that he has missed his poison. Now I have to roll them one at a time because he might be able to get rid of his poison. So first turn, 6. He actually got rid of his poison. So so much for that. So anyway, that was a mock sneak. So we initially rolled back, or held back the darkness before we flipped the encounter because I wasn't thinking. So the hellbats actually get to go first. So 2 will be attacking the Marshal, 2 will be attacking the Saloon Girl. They have 3 combat each. So red are attacks on the Marshal, and white are attacks on the Saloon Girl. So 1 hit on the Saloon Girl, and 2 hits on the Marshal. Now each, they take a horror hit too, so first thing we'll do is let's defend the actual attacks. And the Marshal takes 1 damage, 1 health. And then let's do the horror hits. And he takes 1 horror hit as well. So he loses a sanity. Now it is the Saloon Girl's turn. She will attack twice. And she is going to use a grit to re-roll both of those. Well, no, she's not. Hold on. She can re-roll. She's just going to re-roll one of her misses and gets a hit. And she's going to put it on this. Actually, she's going to put it on this one here to try and get him up close to her. So they have a defense of 2, but only a health of 1. So she kills this one, and actually she will automatically kill them because of her close combat skill, her dirty fighting, and her axe. But she's going to use her holdout pistol as well, and she will miss. Now it is the sheriff's turn, or the Marshal's turn. He does a critical hit. They only have 1 health, so that automatically kills 1. She didn't get her 10 experience. He actually gets 20 experience because of his cleaning up the West. He also gets to heal. And he gets to attack again, doing another critical hit, which means he can kill another one. And he forgot to move. But he would have moved Let's see, this was empty, so he could have done that without having to escape. So he gets another 20 experience for killing that one. Heals another wound. And that is the end of the first turn. And I don't know if I did not roll for her to move. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Alright, now the dreaded hold back the darkness. We do not. Again, another growing dread card. And one more miss and we are done. So, Hellbat attacks her. I'm sorry, Bogbat. And I forgot to roll for poison last time. It hits her twice. No, hits her all 3 times. So, defense on the hits. Ooh, she takes 3 damage. Defense on the sanity. Ooh, 3 wounds and 2 sanity. A hero that takes 1 or more wounds from a also gains poison. So she now has 2 poison markers and he has 1. And they should have each rolled for poison at the end of... No, poison's at the beginning of the turn. So they haven't activated yet, so we're still okay. Alright, so she's going to activate. She's going to roll to move. She gets a grit, takes 2 sanity. Rolls for her poison. She takes 1 and one wound for poison. She's getting close. And now she will attack. Hits, rerolls to hit. Nope. She does 2, but plus her 2 defeats his damage, so he dies. So that's 10 experience. They can catch their breath. She gets to heal 3. She's going to heal 3 wounds. He is going to take his 4th and final grit. He didn't activate that phase. I guess he didn't activate, so I guess he doesn't roll for poison. So, loot. Might as well get loot because I don't think that they're going to be able to... I don't think the darkness is going to wait on them much longer. So she got 75 gold, and he gets a gear card. Ooh, a repeating rifle. Yeah, he will probably sell that in town. And they each get 20 experience. Hold back the darkness. They don't. The darkness escapes, and that is the end of this adventure. They are only batting about 500 so far. So the darkness escapes, which means they cannot go to town and heal and get this parasite off her, sell any of their stuff, or do anything else. And we didn't get to take the idol back, so the town is destroyed. Well, they gave it a good try. Actually, in their hold back the darkness should have been over here somewhere. Didn't matter because they weren't getting any of it anyway. So, next time we will start out with figuring out what they're going to do next and move on from there. I actually enjoyed it, even though I lost. I got to fight a vampire and I got to play in the swamps, fight a couple of my other monsters I had not fought. So, hey, until next time, it will be a surprise what the mission turns out to be. So Ned and Mandy escape, but the darkness got out. So they sit in the middle of the desert, not knowing where to go, knowing that the town has been destroyed because of their failure. Well, what are we going to do now? Says the marshal. You got any more great ideas? Mandy just kind of scratches her head and says, well, we got to go somewhere, so let's find out. So rolling a d20. 4. Oh, they're going back to the mines of the cities of the ancients. Now we're going to roll and see whether they do an actual mission out of the book or whether they're going to do a enemy or an expansion mission. Oh, they're doing a mission out of the book. Now it's 1, 2, 3 for a standard mission versus 4, 5, 6 for a City of the Ancients. A standard mission. So let's roll for 1, knowing that for a few Darkstone more is never an option. So 6. That is Blow the Mine. So I'm going to add one more thing, besides adding in a bunch of monsters that I haven't used before. I have finished 2 of the expansions, painting them up, the werewolves and the vampires. So on a 1, 2, 3, they will not be, no, on a 1, 2, or 3, a vampire or werewolf adventure will be included in it, just to make it a little more messy. So it will. So on a 1, 2, 3, it's vampires. On 4, 5, 6, it'll be werewolves. Werewolves. So Ned and Mandy have no idea what they're in for. Well, I guess we should head back to one of the mines and see what we can find. I remember they told us about one of the mines needing to get blown up, and we've got explosives now. We found them in this last adventure, so we can go and do something good for the community since we lost the last town. So blow the mine. That's it. There are just too many gates opening up and creatures coming out of the local mine to handle. When one gate closes, 2 more open up around it. There's only one thing for it. You have to blow the mine, collecting up all the heavy-duty explosives the local frontier has to offer, as we rummaged through it because it was destroyed by the darkness. You set off into the depths to find a couple of good spots to plant charges that will collapse the entrance tunnels for good. Of course, the only trick is that you also have to get out before it blows up.